Good morning, farmers. Actually, it's close to mid-morning at this point. Yeah, I'm plowing the big field. Not much else to do today. I could do 2 house inspections later on if I want to. But I've been spending the first part of the morning plowing this field thinking how to do this episode and not make it all just me plowing. So, I devised a plan. The plan for today actually is to plow this field and cultivate it. And you're probably thinking already, it ain't gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna work. We'll get it done in this episode, and pretty much in a day's time per se. But yeah, I do have a plan. It'll work, I hope. I tried talking to the wife before I left the farm this morning, but she got out of bed and went right to cooking. So yeah, I'll talk to her tomorrow, I guess, at some point. I do want to check up on her every couple days, only because this is the time of the year that I guess that she could get pregnant. So I just want to ask her once in a while, see how she is. Now I think, if I remember from the patch notes, and this is going back, actually it's been a month now, hasn't it? I think it's been a month. That they increased the chance of the wife getting pregnant from 1 in 70 chances to 1 in 40. Which is still, what does that come out to be, like a 2.5% chance that she gets pregnant? So that's, yeah, that's not much. Not much at all. So we'll see how that goes. It's not like I can hit a button to make it try harder or something. I have no idea. Not that I know what having a kid in this game would do. But anywho, I just want to check up on her once in a while to see if she's pregnant, and also let her know that, that we like her, love her, whatever. All that wishy stuff. But, yeah, she probably, when she goes outside today, notice that I took her tractor. And that's what you get when you don't want to talk to me first thing. Just go over to cooking. She must have been hungry this morning. But yeah, I've been working on this. Let's see, what time is it now? It's 10:30 in the morning. So 4.5 hours of plowing so far, and we're 30% done. I mean, it's not gonna, it's a big field, but it's not a big field, if that makes any sense. It just seems like it's a huge field when you spend all day in one field, and we're going to spend this whole episode basically in this field. And don't worry, you're not going to watch me plow for an hour and a half, then cultivate for an hour and a half. It's just going to take me a long recording session to make this one episode. And I do plan to keep the episode down still to the half hour, 40-minute time frame, roughly-ish. If you've been on the channel a while now, you realize my videos don't really always keep the same time frame. It is what it is. I try not to go... I've had a few videos around the 20-minute mark, but those are rare. That's only because sometimes there's just nothing to do. But most of my videos tend to seem to be right around the 30-minute mark, so... That's what I expect this to be, even though I'm going to be plowing and cultivating for a couple hours in real time. But I need to get the field done. I even forgot what time of the year it is. July something, isn't it? July, I have no idea. 10th, 9th, whatever, 6th. So basically by plowing and cultivating this, quote unquote, in this farm day, we should be able to seed it again and have time to harvest it in September, plow and cultivate and replant it before end of September. This field, I definitely want to get winter canola in, before the seasons change, because this is going to give us lots of money. Not that I know what we're going to do with the money that we have now anyways, but, It's something you shoot for just to see the money keep going up. But we did good putting barley in this field. It was a fun little test to see, at least for me, if the game could handle that much straw on the ground, which it had no problem. It was also fun for me trying to guess how many bales of straw we were going to get, and I kind of already forgot what the total was. And if you don't know what the total is, watch the previous episode on That's a Lot of Bales, or what did I title that? So Many Bales. I want to say it was like 232, 233, somewhere around there, wasn't it? 225, I have no idea. 225, 230, 220s, 230s, we'll just say that. But yeah, we made like 30,000 from selling bales and about 70,000 from selling grain. So this field yielded about $100,000 in one harvest, and I think we paid 40,000 for the field. So if you're kind of new to the game, don't have this field yet, and you're thinking, geez, 40 grand, is it worth it? How fast will I get my money back? Basically, you get your money back. As in most fields, you get them back in the first time you harvest it, as long as you plow, cultivate, and fertilize decently. And take consideration, this field wasn't fully fertilized with liquid slurry. I think it was artificially fertilized to about 80 or like 88, 89%, and liquid slurry to like 60%. So in theory, we could have profited probably like maybe another, I'm going to say possibly another 5,000 to 7,000 if it was fully liquid slurried. But we ran out, as we're going to do quite a bit of lately now, since we have so many fields to manage and take care of. I didn't check the fuel on the white. Oh, 75%. I was like, I didn't check the fuel. I should have plenty of fuel, but if not, there is a fuel station just up the road. I wonder if I get a warning that my fuel level is low at a certain point. I never ran any of my equipment down below 10%, so I don't know if I hit 10% if I get a warning light or not. Yeah, so this is going to be a long recording session for me. I got to plow and cultivate this field, so it may take me like 3 hours of recording to kind of get a 30-minute video in, so that shouldn't be a problem. But, you know, I want to get it all done. I don't want to just plow one day and say it's good enough and cultivate the next day, because those cornfields are going to turn at some point. And yeah, I can just hire help to take care of them, but I kind of want to do some harvesting with the corn header on the harvester. I don't do corn too often because it takes 3 months for the corn to turn to harvest, rather than the other crops take roughly 2 months and a week, somewhere around there. It's too bad we can't make chaff from the corn and make silage and all that stuff yet, but maybe in the future. And I'm still kind of unaware when a couple weeks ago the devs said, yeah, the game's going to be on discount for a while, which it was. Today, as I'm recording this, is the 2nd, so the time you see it, it's going to be on the 3rd of June. So that sale should be over. But the other thing they said is wait for a big announcement, and well, they said a big announcement coming soon. I don't know if the big announcement coming soon was the sale that happened like 3 days later. But yeah, so I'm not sure what's I know the devs are working on the game, but as to what is next, I'm just going to assume it's going to be small bug fixes, and they still need to implement the NPCs working in their own fields. So I'm sure it's going to be touching up some things they've added to the game and adding the stuff they haven't quite added yet, like oh yeah, also like the apples. The apples aren't in. The grass situation needs to be taken care of. So I'm sure they're going to have probably maybe a big patch that fixes a lot of this stuff. And also maybe more voiceovers for the dialogue as well. But one thing I'm going to do here, because I've been rambling on for just probably a little bit too long for some of you, and for myself, I'll probably bring it back maybe when I start making my final couple passes of the plow. And then we'll transition over to cultivating. So I will see you shortly. About 3 more passes, maybe 4, and the field will be plowed. Step 1 of the process will be done. Well, at least step 1 of the process for today's episode. So, sun is still up. Looks like 2 suns. Just a reflection and bloom. I don't know, maybe in this world there is 2 suns. What the hell do I know? Anywho's, I'm hoping to get up to 99%, which we should be no problem because we're already at 98%. I wonder if I'll actually go to... I have missed quite a few spots. Enough to not make it 100%, I would assume, but... we'll see what it comes up to be. And then we'll head back to the farm with the wife's tractor. We'll drop off the plow and pick up the cultivator and get started on that just as soon as we can. It's actually 99% now, but I wonder if I get to 90... is it going to switch over to 100, or do I have to go exactly... Yeah, you pretty much have to... Ooh, 100% plowed. Good enough for me. Thank you. Not gonna worry about that little strip there. So let's get out to the road. One thing I want to do is take it off double axle. There's the corn that... waiting for that to turn so I can harvest some of it. I don't do corn that often, so when it does turn to harvest, I get a little excited about harvesting that. It's different. Yields very well, and the price is not the greatest. Corn goes for $4.50 a ton, but it yields quite a bit. So it took me about 14 hours to... actually probably 13 hours to plow that field, because you get up at 6. I had to drive down here, which probably takes about an hour. And actually, since you guys were here, when I got about halfway done with the field, I went and did those 2 house inspection jobs just to clear my mind from going up and down the field and drooling at the keyboard in a zombie mode. So I just went and did a couple jobs, got back to plowing. Of course, the house inspection jobs didn't take me long. Transport up to the Jack Bear, up to Red Berry, or whatever that name of the town is. Did that one. Then I jumped down to the minivan. Took a bus stop over that hill, Noli area, somewhere down that valley, and job was right there. Both of them paid 300 euros, 600 social points. So together 600 euros, 1200 social points. It's not much, but the social points do add up. Just trying to get to that 1 million social point, but that'll take me in real time a long time from now. Yeah, we burned about 20% fuel plowing that field. And plowing is going to take long. Not plowing. Cultivating will take longer because I got to go around the field just a little bit more because the plow leaves the furrows outside of the field because you drop the plow outside the field, obviously. I got to rotate that plow around, get it on the correct side. Lower the plow. Cultivator, I don't remember parking this way, but it is what it is. Come on. Alright. Wow, okay. I was just about right on it. But before we go down there, because it's going to take me a long time to plow it, and this is my plan. Wait, wrong button. 7 o'clock. The wife should still be up somewhere. Actually, I can see her right there. I think what I'll do is actually just park the tractor right here for now. Open up, please. We'll talk to her first, because she's, looks like she was brooming with a hoe.
Honey?
That sounds kind of nasty, but, good afternoon. It's actually kind of evening, darling, so... let's just see how she is.
Nice to see you, love. How are you?
And I guess that's the question you would ask her to find out if she's pregnant. If she was pregnant, she would say so.
Hi,
But
sugar.
no go so far. Not that I expect to, but... And we'll just compliment her.
I would have arrived earlier if I knew I'd meet a beauty like you.
Yeah, she's always here, dude. You've been married over a year and a half now. Alright, I'm not going to bother going and telling her I'm going off to work because she'll be like, what? I'm not telling her I'm going back off to work. But before we do, we are going to light the fire. I don't quite need a beer, but we're going to call this like a Red Bull. We're going to have a Red Bull, sit in the bench, and slowly recruit our sleep bar. And I'll bring it back when it's, I think it should go up to 90%. And while it's doing that, I'm actually going to stand up, walk around, because I've been recording for a while myself. So I need to, I need to rebuild my sleep bar. I'll see you shortly. Alright guys, we're all rested back up after a Red Bull. Wife went to bed. She probably thinks we're going to be up there shortly, but I left her a note by the bedside where I am, in case she has to get a hold of us. She can text us, whatever. But I'm going to drive on down, obviously, duh, and get started on that field, and I'll bring you back at some point, because we're going to be working into the night. That's the plan. Work through the night, and when we get done, we get done. And not so much rest for the wicked, because right after that, if the fields aren't ready, we're sowing the field tomorrow. We're either going to be sowing the field tomorrow, or if the corn is ready, we'll harvest the corn, or maybe I'll just sow it anyways and get to the corn afterwards, because we need to get that field planted. But once again, I shall see you in a quick second, after I turn my lights on. There, now we're all set. Still huffing, puffing along here. 4 o'clock in the morning. And we're just about halfway done with the field. Plowing? Oh, yeah, plowing. Thank God. Cultivating. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. At least I'm not getting tired yet. That Red Bull's sure pushing me through the night. So it looks like we're going to get to see the sunrise at some point. Although for 4 o'clock in the morning, it is awfully bright out. But being that it's early July, it, you know, seems about right. Maybe not this bright out, but I was expecting somewhere around like 4:30, quarter of 4, or it could be at that time right now. Let's see what it is. Well, it is 4:30 now. Okay. So probably like in an hour or so, in game time, the sun should be rising over the horizon. But I got at least a few more in-game hours to plow this field, I would think. The one thing I have noticed is the fields around us at midnight. Some of them kind of change a little bit. Not fully. If you kind of look straight ahead, I don't know how it's showing up on YouTube. But that field right there, the outside layer of lupine has hit the second growth stage. And if you look far enough in the distance, the corn has not changed the harvest yet. So probably in the next episode, we'll be seeding this field with what? I was thinking either lupine or pea, just to make a decent profit. I don't want to put soy in a field this big. Definitely not wheat or barley, so I don't want any suggestions for wheat and barley in this field. It's not going to happen. Not this time around. And definitely not corn, because that will go until next season. So I don't want to do that. So yeah, it's either going to be lupine or pea. Down to 44% fuel on the wife's tractor. How are we doing on sleep bar anyways? Geez, not bad. Probably gonna have to go sit by the fire again when I get done cultivating this field. It won't be in this episode though. When I finish cultivating this field, that'll be the end of the episode. Which I'm thankful for, because in real life my butt is hurting. So kind of like to get up and walk around the house a little bit right now, but I need to finish this job. Now, I do hope that this game does come out with a bigger cultivator, because it just seems weird that I can plow the field faster than I can cultivating. Because when I plow, you know, I get to the end of the field, I gotta turn around, turn the plow around as well, wait for the plow, and I go up and down. With the cultivator, I kind of go just in a circular motion. I don't really stop, so you think cultivating will be faster, but the width of the implement itself makes it longer of a job. And if this tractor can handle that plow, this tractor surely can handle a bigger cultivator. Just even 25% bigger would be great. So for this poor farmer, he's going to be working probably non-stop for a total of 36, 40 hours, somewhere in there. Because obviously when we get done this, we're going to, like I said, sow the field. And I'm not going to try to make that one episode either. So I'll probably sow the field and maybe fertilize it with artificial fertilizer. That's at least what I'm thinking anyways. But we'll see how it goes. If we get if we can get a job for someone, that'd be great, because I can start the day by sowing this field, and I get halfway done, go do the job, and then come back and finish sowing the field. Kind of break up the video a little bit. But I thought I'd bring it back just for a quick update, let you know we're at, well, maybe 60%, yeah, 60% done now. Probably close to 5 o'clock in the morning right about now. So yeah, we're going to kind of have like more than a day on the farm in this episode, but I was hoping to be finished before 6 a.m., but that was, when I saw what time I got done plowing, I said, it's probably not going to happen, but I pushed forward anyways, and here we are. But once again, I'll bring it back to probably when we're like 90% done, because it will take me a while to do the final 10%, so we can wrap up this episode. But I'll bring it back another 30% or so. Good morning, farmers. I mean, I have to, right? I know it's the same episode, but I have to. It's getting close to 10 a.m. And we got about 5% more of this field to go. I'm already starting to think about changing my plans for the next episode, because I know it takes a full day to seed this field, which means if I were to continue my plan, I'll be seeding until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And right now my farmer is getting tired again. But I'll figure that out starting next episode. First things first, we need to finish this episode. And as you can see, yeah, we got 4% more to go. Not much, usually, but this size field, that's like 8% for most fields. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I knew when 6 a.m. hit because I was just plowing along. The sun rose at about 5. When the sun came up, I had to check the clock. It was 5:40. It's like, oh, okay, interesting. And then I plowed for, just like a couple seconds or maybe a full minute, and all of a sudden the notification in the upper left-hand corner went, hey, you got eggs in the chicken coop. Your cows need to be milked. I go, oh, must be 6 a.m. And it was. Yeah, my wife probably woke up with a note next to her bed saying, hey, I went down to cultivate that field. I'll be back. And she's like, well, either he got up early and left, or been gone all night. I've been gone all night, and I'm pretty sure those people next door to this field will be glad when I'm gone for, well, in game time, be like an hour, because all I'm going to do is, I still think I'm going to seed the field in the next episode, and we'll just have to push through the night again, maybe. I don't know. All I know is it will take I mean, I guess I can try when I get done cultivating and see if I can hire someone to seed it, but I don't hold out much hope for that. You can tell in my voice. I mean, I'm glad I do have the big field. Just that when I bought it, I thought for sure I was going to be able to hire workers for it. Maybe someday I can. I will say, if you ever do get a job for this field, it does pay nicely. I remember I plowed it once, and I think I got 20,000 social points. Something like that. I think maybe more like 18, something like that. It's been a while. So that number may have changed in some updates. And I did it with the Jack Bear, and no, I think I did it with one of these tractors, but I also did it with a small plow. I know one thing, when I end this episode, I'm going to be kind of glad, because I've been working this field for, in real time, what time is it here? Yeah, just about 3 hours. I've been staring at this purple tractor for long enough. And even now her tractor needs a good wash. And probably some fuel, because we're down to, we're not that low, but you know, I can't remember what we started the day with. I think it was like 90% to begin the episode. But we got plenty of fuel back at the barn, so probably start the next episode, we'll wash it and refuel it. And I'm still gonna say hook up the seeder to this and sow this field, only because the cornfields are not ready yet. Oh yeah, I am very tired. I should be. Let's see, 100% all around. Yep. Alright, we'll go out this way. I find it interesting that this field here partially turned. But while we can, we're down here. So with lupine. Yeah, I didn't think so. Doesn't hurt trying though. You don't get charged for trying. Yep, so none of the cornfields are ready. That would have been ideal if they were ready, because, well, I don't know how long it would take to harvest those 3 fields. Seeing that it's already 11, it's going to be midday basically when I start the next episode. So I either may just sleep the day off and start afresh. Any rain? There is rain. Alright, I have to keep that somewhat in mind. It's not that big of a deal at this point. Only if it only becomes a big deal if I wake up the next day. Not this day, but the next day, and the corn is ready, and then I go sow, and then I won't be able to harvest the following day, which is rain. Minor problems. First things first, we need to get this tractor back to the farm. We'll unhook the cultivator, and I'll go stand on the farm, and then we'll like call an episode from there. And then when I go to start recording the next episode, I'll figure out what to do then. See if my brain can come up with something in that short of a time, that's a lot asking my brain to do. I've gotten to my point in my life where my brain doesn't like to think quick on its feet anymore. Is that Calvin running away? I see Calvin a lot running. I'll also be interested to see when I start editing this video shortly, how that's going to come out, see how long it is, because I have no idea at this point either. But at least it won't be all plowing. It'll be plowing and cultivating for you. And I've been thinking for a long time, trying to come up with a way to do an episode where I work through the night. Not as fun as I thought it could be, or would be. I'll tell you what, we'll lower the cultivator here. Yeah, I know I'm tired. We'll drive down to the farm. I probably should just check on this as well. Really, scaffolding. Yeah, we'll hit that. Let that do its thing. Because I don't want to start the next episode and forget about refueling it and all that. So we'll also wash vehicle. That looks lovely. There's the wife. But yeah, we're going to call an episode here. Obviously. You're pretty sure you could have figured that out by now. Yeah, my sleep bar is way down there. My food is always going to be fine. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching. Let's regain some sleep so I have some time to think about it. Yeah, you can see in my history, ate baked fish, had a beer, baked fish, and I slept. But anywho, like I said, that'll do it for today. And I will catch you guys in the next episode where we will be doing something farming related, right? I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.